A lot of you guys are your own biggest op. You want to know why? Because God never blesses an angry and evil heart. When you're jealous of people, when you're envious of people, God can never bless you. He's waiting on you to have a softer heart. People want to see you suffer because it makes them feel better when you're not doing so well. People want to hear that you failed your exam. People want to hear that you're not doing so well so they can just measure up to your life and say, I'm... Hello, beautiful people. Listen, summer is fast approaching, and there are a few things that we do not have time for. Things like comparing yourself, being jealous of other people, and not being fully confident in yourself, which is very unattractive because when you're not confident, you're gonna have a lot of traits like being lazy or unproductive or comparing yourself or being jealous of other people. And I have a lot of tips to share with you that helped me that I know will help you. If you are looking to become that girl by summer and even after summer, we've got tips to cover. If you're new to my channel, my name is Shanice and I come with this energy to empower you to be your best self, always striving to be the greater version of yourself. We're not just glowing up or reinventing ourselves. You are setting the standard for yourself because I feel like we're always trying to live up to social media standard or to the world standard, and you have no idea of what standard you need to create for yourself. So let me add some tips important to you. Go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button if you are new, and let's get into the video. Starting off with number one, if you truly want to be your most confident self and not be jealous of other people or compare yourself to other people, then listen, I need you to stop embarrassing yourself online, on social media, in conversations, in person, or just overall embarrassing yourself. Listen, how you carry yourself is so important. It's going to make or break your image. Hold yourself accountable to how you act outside or how you act online. How you carry yourself is so important. I need you to stop comparing yourself or trying to measure up to other people in life and hold yourself accountable to how you are showing up, how you dress, how you act, your behavior, your attitude, how you carry yourself in a group setting. Because honestly, what I've seen on social media recently, and I'm talking about YouTube, I follow a lot of commentary channels commenting on the behaviors of society. Oh my goodness. I think I came across of women twerking in Lululemon. I always come across women who are bad-mouthing their spouse or their friends online, or just a lot of questionable behaviors. Now, if you do not want to be judged or have your image ruined, you need to be careful with what and how you show up online and in person. People nowadays are always recording, and also you're recording yourself too being foolish. So you really want to be very mindful because listen, if you're not going to be showing up as your higher self when you are out there embarrassing yourself, then you're going to be comparing yourself to other people who carry themselves gracefully, and especially if you're a woman and you see another woman that carries themselves like a queen, carries themselves really gracefully, your behaviors matter, especially if you're single, you're looking to attract a quality man. I'm not even going to say high value, just a quality man in general. A lot of women will be like, I need my spouse to do this. I need him to be like this. I need him to work out. I need him to be fit. I need him to be financially this. I need him to carry himself this way. Hold yourself accountable to how you carry yourself because it will manifest into your future. And a lot of people don't really realize that you have repercussions of how you act today. What you put on the internet is going to be on the internet forever. So if you don't have any kids yet, you got to be very mindful of what you're posting online and how you're carrying yourself in public, who you're surrounded by, what you're influenced by. And we're going to talk about that very soon, but it's not going to allow you to show up as your higher self. And when you're not showing up as your higher self, you will fall into comparing yourself or being jealous of other people. And that right there sometimes leads you to acting out maybe in a provocative way or an aggressive way that actually hinders your character just because you don't even realize you're seeking validation or attention. And a lot of the things that are put online where a lot of people are tarnishing their image, they're tarnishing their character, they're tarnishing themselves and their current representation for their future, you guys don't really realize that it's so damaging to your image and who you want to become in the future. Be very mindful of what you are doing today. You want to be striving to become your higher self and reflect on all of the behaviors and choices that you are currently making Is it allowing you to show up as your most confident self when you're amongst a group or you're in a crowd or a room? I know when I step into a room, I'm stepping into a room boldly, filled with confidence, because I'm doing the work to be very intentional with my actions, my attitudes, my behaviors, my choices right now, today. Which leads to number 2, swearing or cursing online or in public. I used to use a lot of curse words, even if it wasn't aggressively. Just if I'm talking to someone, I'd be hitting some F-bombs every now and then. It's just not ladylike. Cursing, carrying yourself aggressively, profanity just coming out of your mouth is just not ladylike. You're not going to be able to show up as your higher self when your vocabulary is not intact, when you do not know how to communicate or properly handle conflict or disagreements. If you're out here yelling on the streets, yelling at people, cursing, just carrying yourself in a really profound way, it's not ladylike. And trust me, if you're not showing up as the queen that you are, you will compare yourself to queens. You will compare yourself to women that get what they want. You will compare yourself to women that look even like they are the type of women that will get what they want. I am definitely a woman that would get what I want now. But my past self, when I was outside being aggressive, being loud, being somebody who seeked attention, who would fight. I used to be a fighter. I'm someone who can talk, but I got action to back it up. And so I had to be really careful with my mouth. Careful with how I maneuver, careful how I behave outside as well. I'm not ever going to be outside arguing with you. My man also does not argue. He will not even argue with me. So it's like when you are talking to people, speak to people with love and kindness, and really start to check yourself before you want to step out of character for people. Check yourself. Are you showing up as your higher self? Because once again, you will start to compare yourself to women that look like they get what they want. They live a soft life. They carry themselves with such poise and elegance. And trust me, you got to work on that mouth, because a lot of those women, they usually don't have a vocabulary filled with a lot of F-bombs or other swear words. And number 3, if you really want to stop comparing yourself and being jealous of other people, is to start to detach yourself from anything and anyone that does not help you evolve. Listen, what I tell you, I know we have such a strong bond or a strong attachment to the people and some things or outfits. We're going to get to the outfits very soon. We have such a strong bond to a lot of people that do not currently serve us in our life, and it's only holding you back. I mention this too often in a lot of my videos, but you know what? Sometimes you have this chokehold where you can't let people go that actually don't serve you. And the longer you hold on to these relationships, these things, these material, anything outside of yourself, you are going to hold yourself back. When you start to hold yourself back, again, you're going to be comparing yourself to people that have better friendships, better blessings that are around them. But you know what? A lot of you guys are your own biggest op. Yes, I said it. A lot of you guys are your own biggest op. You're a hater, you're jealous, you're envious, and you're out here thinking that you can manifest a better future or manifest your dream car, your dream this, or your dream that. I don't care how you get it. If most of the times when we make our own choices with the wrong heart posture, those gifts, those blessings, they were never from God, and they will be taken away. You want to know why? Because God never blesses an angry and evil heart. When you're jealous of people, when you're envious of people, God can never bless you. He's waiting on you to have a softer heart posture. And you know what? Sometimes you're around people that don't allow you to show up with that kind heartedness. You're around people that are just as angry or just as profound or just as violent or just as lazy or just as much of a procrastinator, that you're just holding on to bad baggage. Listen, if you want to be a softer version of yourself, if you want to be the most confident version of yourself, put those people on hold. You don't have to actually cut them out of your life, because they could be family members, but you could just put them on hold as you get yourself together, because you actually don't really realize you're giving people so much attention, you're giving people so much energy, and you're not giving enough to yourself. Do you know how much work and energy it takes to deal with somebody who is negative, who is unmotivated all the time, who is lazy, who is not driven? When you are constantly operating at a low frequency or around people with a low frequency, you will always be toxic. You will always be a toxic person with toxic tendencies, and God will never bless you. You can get things very fast, but don't ever forget who the creator is. So listen, a lot of you guys are your own biggest op, forgetting that God is the creator. He can take things from you. He can move things around in your life. A lot of you guys will be like, I'm going through a rut. Change your mindset and how you think. A lot of you guys are just toxic when it comes to how you think of other people, competing with other people, comparing your life to other people, instead of holding yourself accountable to showing up for yourself, to being kinder to yourself, to focusing on your own lane, right? To surrounding yourself with positive people who also, they don't have to do it, but they willingly force you to be a better person. What's the word? They willingly influence you to be a better person. Imagine being in the same city. You and I talk every single day, or we hang out. Of course, my friend group is going to be very similar and aligned to me because of what I'm working on, because I'm constantly working on becoming a better, graceful person that's kind to people, but not just kind to people, kind to myself. And if you're around people who are just toxic, don't expect to not be toxic. I used to be very toxic. It's very unattractive. If you're out here comparing yourself to other people, you're envious. Listen, if you're online, you're on social media, and you're counting what other people are doing, you know what everyone else is doing. You're envious. You're comparing your fitness goals or your life or what you have with other people. Do not expect blessings in your life. Somebody needs to make it clear, because all of those manifestation gurus, I'm not one of them. All of those manifestation gurus left that part out, that God, not the universe, God, Jesus Christ first, will never be able to give you better than where you are right now if you don't have a positive mind, if you don't have a kind-hearted soul, if you are just evil, filled with hate and hatred and jealousy, and you're always comparing yourself to your friends, to your family members, to strangers on the internet, then good luck. It's going to take a lot longer until you decide to change your heart posture and trust in God. Trust that God has the best for you. He created you for a reason. The other day I was reflecting and I was like, wow, God really created me to experience this life. Although I have tough days, tough seasons, and I'm like, life is so hard. Girl, I can't even explain. I'm always like, I feel like this year I'm less fearful, but for the past 29 years, I've always been so fearful of life. It's not even about getting older. It's just that every day the world is changing, and it's not changing in a positive way. It's changing in a more scary, hateful way. The world is always turning every single day against each other. It's no longer filled with love. I don't even know if it was filled with love. But you know how I'm able to impact the world? By filling myself up with love and then teaching it to you guys, teaching grace, teaching kindness. And that is how you're going to be able to make a difference in the world, where you're able to make the world a better place. Because it scares me. Where the world is going, it's filled with so much hatred and jealousy and evil. And I'm telling you this right now, God cannot bless you further than where you currently are if you have that heart posture, that evil kind of heart posture. It's just not blessing worthy. Which leads to number 4, ladies. Stop oversharing or needing to be validated by flexing. Stop oversharing what you're going to do. Honestly, y'all, just start keeping your business to yourself. I don't care what is going on in your life. If you are not talking to a therapist, a mentor, God, or one or a few people that you trust, stop sharing your business with anyone, even the world. If you have a platform, I usually share my business, depending on what it is, after I've accomplished it, right? There are personal things also that I will not share, like my family, my personal joys and love. I will not share that with the world. I do not put my partner online. I don't put my relationship online. I may talk here and there a few things, or you might see a hand or a knee. No, I'm not sharing it. I did it once, I'm never doing it again. I've just learned to protect my peace. And when I don't overshare, I'm more peaceful. I can sleep, there's no drama. And listen, a lot of you guys thrive off of drama. A lot of you guys thrive off of suffering. And that is why you're comparing yourself or jealous of other people. Like I said, full circle. When you are evil and malicious and you act with bad intentions, you got to check yourself. because the vibrations that and the frequency that you are putting out in the world, you may have 1 second of glory. You may have 1 second of something good happening to you, but you will spend the rest of your life in dark clouds. And so that's why I say, you got to protect what's beautiful and sacred to you. Not everything is meant to be shared online. And a lot of women, just a lot of people in general, not to generalize it, they share about their relationships, what's going on in their relationships, their friendships. You guys share a lot, okay? The internet, you want to be here to share value, teach. Stop venting on the internet. It doesn't make you feel better. Stop asking for advice on your personal problems on the internet. Ask ChatGPT if you need it. But you know what? I mentioned in my last video, I was having a moment of doubt recently, and I took my time to sit and pray and talk to God. And that is when I feel the best. Let me show you guys something. This right here, this is my faith board. This is my faith board. And ever since I started my walk with God, 2024, I've always grown up. I grew up in the church. My mom is Christian. I'm Christian. Strong morals and values. But I was not a good girl, maybe up until 4 or 5 years ago when I had my heart shattered and then I was changing my life. And I was still doing things that I thought were very shameful and promiscuous and bad things, even up to a few years ago. It's not until I started my YouTube channel in January 2024, and look at where we are now. But I said, God, I can't do this life without you, because, you know, if you guys want me to share my testimony, my story, drop it down below. Any questions you guys have, you know, things that I've done in my life that maybe I regret, maybe I don't regret. But any questions that you do have when it comes to my testimony, my story, that may help you, drop them down below. But changing my life, especially in 2024, to be very intentional with my walk with God, has just opened up my eyes to realize how I was living. And when you are living of this world, you are going to feel chaos and uncertainty, fear, a lot of negative emotions, which are common and normal. But without the grace of God, without a connection from God and seeking Jesus Christ, I promise you, you're going to live in shambles and just disaster. And your mind is always going to be banging against a wall, always, when you are so disconnected from your Creator. And so I say this to say, you guys are confiding in the wrong people. You guys are oversharing too much of your information with your friends, with some family members that do not have the best intentions for you. That, you know, I've heard a lot of stories where people are like, oh, I lost weight or I achieved this goal and my family members stopped speaking to me or my friends stopped speaking to me. I know many of you guys can relate. You drop some green hearts down below if you know what I'm talking about. Listen, you are oversharing when you should just be writing it in your journal and just connecting with yourself, or just giving advice that can help someone, but not venting in a way where you're tarnishing yourself or tarnishing the other person, okay? Everyone in this world is trying to figure out life, okay? Even if they hurt you, they probably, I'm not making excuses. Some people just didn't know better, or it was a lesson that needed to be learned on your behalf to not let other people step all over you. And we don't punish those people. There's going to be a moment in time where we have to answer for everything we've done in this world. Stop oversharing your business, because people do not care about you. Let me be honest. People do not care about you as much as you think they do. People want to see you suffer because it makes them feel better when you're not doing so well. People want to hear that you failed your exam. People want to hear that you're not doing so well, so they can just measure up to your life and say, oh, okay, I'm fine. You know what I mean? I can chill today. Or they want to one up on a competition. You tell them you're working on something and all of a sudden they're interested in the same thing. Babe, last I checked, you did not have the same goals as me. Last I checked, you had no interest like me. And all of a sudden you want to be just like me. I find that very weird. So stop oversharing until you've actually won, and then read people's energy. Number 5, ladies, fix your posture. How are you out here comparing yourself to other people and your posture is here? Huh? What do you mean? Your posture is here and you're comparing yourself to Brenda over there. What? You could never compare yourself to me either, because daily, I'm doing the work to become a better me. So you should not be comparing yourself to absolutely anyone and no stranger on the internet. You should be working on yourself. Like I mentioned in the last video, 15 minutes a day makes a huge difference, baby. What do you mean your posture is here? What do you mean your stomach is out here and you're walking around Miami Beach bloated? What do you mean you're what? You're comparing yourself and jealous of other people, baby. What? You need to fix your posture and hold your head up higher, right? Remind yourself you are a queen. God created you with so much power, right? In the Bible, because right now I'm starting with Genesis and I'm reading that Bible. God created man first, then took a rib and created a woman because man needed a woman. So the woman is the most powerful creations God created because we were needed. You are a queen. You are needed in this world. Why are you carrying yourself like you don't know your value? Why are you here, right? Why are you out here bloated? Why are you walking around lost? Why are you stumbling barefoot in the streets? Why are you slurring your words with no self-control of your alcohol or any other stimulant? Why do you have no control over how you carry yourself outside or even in your home? Okay, because let's talk about some behaviors that become very unattractive to your spouse, in your relationship, and then people end up cheating on you or leaving you. Yeah, because I had to check myself. I used to think that, oh, I'm the one for all of my exes. Honey, no, I got dumped and left. And so now I work on being the better version of me constantly, not for my partner, but for me. And a lot of you guys aren't even stepping into your potential. No, you're wasting it with being right here, shrinking yourself to make other people feel comfortable. Making other people feel comfortable as you compare yourself and be jealous of other people rather than work on yourself and reassure yourself, girl, what? Pull that posture back. Work on your core muscles, work on your glutes, work on your mind, work on your body. I got a call coming in. Gone are the days, especially in 2025, that you compare yourself or be jealous of other people when you could be working on yourself, showing up and showing out, making your haters mad. But instead, you're making your haters happy because you don't show up for yourself in a way that makes you stand out, in a way that makes you the most attractive in the room. You don't do anything for yourself but shit on yourself by comparing yourself constantly to other people. And it's time. Look yourself in the mirror. You can do more. You can become more. Social media is not going to get any better for you. Like, the world is not going to change to make you feel better. It's not going to change for you. You got to change yourself to make sure that you are working on your own happiness, your own confidence, and being confident within yourself in every season. When you fall off, when you get back on track, when you are in your dream body and still striving for more goals. We never stop. Every day that God fills up more air in your lungs is an opportunity to work on yourself, to be a part of the society that adds and contributes to the world. You shitting on yourself doesn't add to the world. You know how you feel when you don't show up for yourself. Okay, so yeah, let's fix the posture. And to my girl that made her first YouTube shorts and she was strutting like a model in her video, building that confidence. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Let me just start by saying that, and I don't think I say that enough. I'm so proud of you. You guys do the work, you guys show up, you guys listen, and you guys do and put effort into your daily routine. And listen, I want to see you guys become more and more confident, humble, but more confident every single day. That you will not shrink yourself, that you will not shorten your mindset to make other people feel comfortable, that you will not look at other people and think that you are in lack of anything. Because when God created you, he knew why we needed you on this earth, why we needed you a part of society. You have something in you that anyone around you will never have. That is so unique, that is so special, that I'm sweating. Oh my God, I'm sweating. That is so special about you. No need to compare yourself when you are already so special. Now, tip number 6, instead of comparing yourself, go and hire a trainer. Yes, I'm gonna say it. Go and hire a trainer or go to the gym. I don't care what you got to do to get moving, to start building muscle and shaping your body, especially for my girls that are like, hi girl Shine, I'm trying to build muscle. I'm trying to put on weight. I'm not trying to lose any weight. Let me show you what I looked like when I first started my journey. I was small. I was malnourished. I had no shape. Man, I stayed in my first relationship, even though it was so toxic and so toxic to my mental health, but I stayed because I was like, oh, no one's gonna love me better, no one's gonna treat me better, like this is all, like I was settling for the bare minimum. I tell you, I wasn't even supposed to be sexually active, and I would cry how bad that those intimate moments were. It was like terrible, okay? And not because of my performance, but because that man did not love me, okay? And I also should have never been performing in those activities at the time, but the things that I put up with, being left in a car on my birthday for a man to go sit at a restaurant and eat with his friends on my birthday, there is so many things that I dealt with because of my body, because I didn't like my body, right? I wasn't going to the gym, and it's beyond the gym. When you start training, or you're surrounded by a mentor or a personal trainer that teaches you and shows you how to be mentally and physically stronger, you will make better decisions. So a lot of you guys are like, I don't want to work out. I don't want to go to the gym, or I'm afraid of this. Stop being afraid. Trust me, when you start showing up for yourself and training, you will become mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually stronger. You will show yourself that you are capable of more, especially when you doubt yourself. And I've doubted myself many times. As like I said, last week, I doubted myself. And you're going to have these moments of hurdles where you're going to need to reassure yourself, right? And not cave into things that are going to tarnish your results. And listen, a lot of you guys are struggling with your body image, you're struggling with your character, you're struggling with showing up as your higher self. You're shrinking yourself. Life is going by. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. So make choices that are going to help you break out of that immediately. Okay? Having a personal trainer is like, that right there, if you have the right personal trainer, is like gold, okay? A lot of people don't see it as a great investment. A lot of people see it as, oh, I'm getting my body done. I'm changing my body. I'm going to be 30 pounds slimmer and I'm going to feel great. If you have the right mentor, the right personal trainer, okay, you will transform your entire life for how you view yourself, how you allow people to treat you, how you treat others. Listen, because my clients will tell you, I don't play with their emotional state. I remind them that they're gold. I remind them that they're queens. I show them their transformation, whether it's a 2-week, a 5-week, the things that they're doing. I push them, I motivate them. But you know what? If I didn't work on myself 11 years ago, I could never be this person to run a successful business the way I run it. And to have amazing clients that when they're done with my program, they will be so similar to the coach that I am, that they will be able to do this and be this kind of energy and light for the people around them, to believe in themselves and never shrink themselves, to have gold habits that are going to keep them healthy for the longevity. I am transforming their life for their future kids, for their current kids, for their families, yours as well, for you guys to be in a healthier, happier position while becoming your hotter self. Don't sleep on training. It's not about your physique. It's about your feeling. Chase the way that you want to feel. Shitting on yourself every single day does not help you. Trust me, there's always going to be somebody who looks hotter, who may even present themselves as the hotter version that you're like, damn, why is my husband looking? I mean, personally for me, my man does not look left or right. Okay. He's gold. Don't worry about other women around me. I know I'm fine. Okay. Not just because of my body, but my discipline and the things that I do and who I am, my character. I don't sweat another female. If she's gorgeous, if she's more fit than me, her hair looks better than mine, I don't sweat it. I used to be so timid and afraid of being dark skinned. I was like, nobody likes dark skin. Mind you, no one wanted to date me in high school because of my hair and because of my skin color. And I struggled with that over the years. And then I started dating. And then as I started to build my body, I had options. I still have options, okay? The more confident that I am, the more I show up for myself, the more options show up in my path. And I have a great man. I have an amazing man that loves me beyond my body. So when I'm 180 pounds or 125 pounds, he loves me in all seasons. But he knows my discipline when I'm ready to shred, when I want to gain weight, whatever I want to do, when I put my mind to something, I'm going to do it, because that's the mindset that I've built for myself. Get mentally tough. You are going to be your most sexiest and most attractive self when you know how to check yourself and pull yourself together. It's not about the look. You guys are comparing yourself to women on the internet who are very insecure. I don't care how beautiful they are. They're insecure. They're out here trying to be pick-me's, seek attention. There was a time where I was at a restaurant with my man. I think it was like Valentine's weekend. And there were some women in the lounge area that, they look like they were night workers and I'm not judging them. I just don't like when women think that, because my man is older than me and I'm younger, they're like, oh, he's probably the provider, which he is, but I still make my own money. So girl was trying to act up and start to call and start to throw shade at me while I was walking. And of course, my man doesn't really notice what's going on, but I can catch the play. I just don't like women who be doing too much. But at the same time, the fact that my presence, my body, and the fact that my man treats me like a queen irks you, I love my life. I love it. I love that. Because I wouldn't be with a man or be surrounded by anybody who couldn't treat me like gold. Friendship or relationship, okay? Friendship or relationship. I'm not going to hang around no woman that needs to be the pick-me in every situation. No, I can sit there calmly knowing I'm a baddie, okay? Knowing that I have value and I don't need to prove it to anybody. I don't need to be the loudest in the room. I don't need to be the most extra. I don't always have to show my cleavage. I don't always have to flex my glutes. I don't need to flex for people for me to be seen. My energy speaks volume. And so when girls start to act up, I let them act up, because a confident, high value man doesn't go for that kind of type. They don't go for that. They don't see those women. Those women get overlooked or they get used for a night or a few nights. We're not here for that. Number 7, go through your closet immediately, ASAP. Yeah, I'm still working on my closet, so I don't need anybody coming for me. Okay, I'm very aware. I like to show my cleavage. And I'm honestly working on that. But listen, for all my ladies that are learning through me, because, I'm not perfect. I've worked on my swearing. I've worked on no smoking, no drinking. There's a lot of things that I gave up on this journey to teach you, right? So you're learning and seeing me change and transform. What I've struggled with the most, I'm going to be honest, is my wardrobe. I love dressing sexy, or at least I did. And you know what? I'm just learning to, if I'm going to show my legs, then maybe not show my top. If I'm going to show my top, then maybe have a longer outfit. Maybe have a lengthier outfit on. And you know what? It's honestly going to come across more modest, more elegant, and leave people up to the imagination. Although I'm not out here to dress for people. I love my life. I love my relationship. I don't need to flex for anybody else. I don't need any more attention, okay? I really just don't even like attention at this point. Younger me, old me, loved attention. I would do the most. I would be twerking on my Instagram. Yeah, showing how big my glutes are. Go through your closet, ladies, okay? If it is sloppy, if it's not an outfit that makes you feel confident, especially if you're single, okay? You want to ring in a quality man, you want to ring in a good man, then dress better. I met my man in the gym. Okay, I met my man in the gym with no makeup on, and I did not have cleavage showing, because when I would train men, I just don't show cleavage, period. It's just out of respect. I don't ask questions. I'm just professional when it comes to my job. But when I would go out, or if I'm on social media, I tend to show a lot more skin. And so I'm working on that. I'm working on it, okay? But go through your wardrobe and start to dress as your higher self. I would say buy pieces slowly, slowly, try them on. It's not even about dressing sexy. It's just standing out as somebody who doesn't need to flaunt or be a part of the world, how the world dresses, or be a part of the trends. You want to make sure that you're setting a standard for yourself. You're somebody who carries yourself like a higher standard for yourself. That stands out. That stands out. That does not fit into the crowd, right? Everyone is dressing the same. They speak alike. You're using a lot of slang or the words that come from a lot of music videos nowadays, which leads to another thing that is heavily influenced. That is probably why you are comparing yourself and jealous of other people, honey. The music you listen to is so toxic. It's so toxic. And I used to be the girl that would be listening to all this crap music, these lyrics that are just profound, twerking. And let me talk about the Black community, okay? Because I feel like in the Black community, we are just used as entertainment, and it's not even good entertainment. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You know, the lyrics that come out of the music these days, oh my gosh. It's embarrassing. And I am so happy that I just cut that kind of music out of my life, because my wardrobe reflect that. My vocabulary reflect that. How I acted outside or on social media reflected that. The music that I would listen to would either make me aggressive, it would make me more sexual, it would make me more provocative. It just was not helping my image. Okay. A lot of people want to become entrepreneurs. You want to become a mother. You want to become a leader. You want to become a mentor. You want to become a 6 to 7 figure earner. What are you absorbing? What are you absorbing? Because the music that you're listening to, trust me, it's not going to expand your vocabulary. If anything, it's making you dumber. I cannot have a conversation with people giving me lyrics from the music that you're listening to. I don't want to hear it. Let's have a full out conversation. Instead of comparing yourself to all these baddies or anybody on the internet, honey, I need you guys to be investing in your skills, knowledge, wisdom, education, everything. Because the music that you are listening to, the movies that you are watching, television shows that are degrading, especially to us Black women. If you don't open your eyes right now, they have just portrayed Black people in general as an entertainment of embarrassment. I have so much love for everyone, all races, all skin colors. But it saddens me when people don't give Black women especially the same kind of treatment or respect or see their value. But then look at the media. Look at the image that is portrayed online it's just not necessary. The drama, the music, the lyrics, it's not necessary. So for all my women out there, all races, I'm sweating, I'm sorry. Please, let's stand up and be a better example and be a leader for each of our races, okay? We are here to love each other. We are here to learn and help and support each other. And what is portrayed in the media, you gotta be so careful what is going through your ears. And for my last one, I'm gonna end it here because I have way more tips and I'm sweating. I cannot stand in this spot any longer. You're comparing yourself. You're jealous of other people. You spend a lot of time on social media. You could spend hours scrolling and scrolling. But you can't show up for your goals. I know I mentioned this a lot. I mentioned this a lot because the amount of what I've accomplished in 2 years or just 5 years from pulling myself every year further from these distractions has gotten me a lot farther. I point out something. The longer you spend on social media comparing yourself, the further you will be from being the better version of yourself. You have not given yourself the opportunity to use your time wisely, okay? Instead, you're watching other people. Here is an opportunity to invest in your skills. Go back to school. And honestly, I was talking to my girlfriend the other day and I was like, you know what? I don't know in the long term if I want to be on social media. Like if I even want to be in the digital scene, like I just might log off and join a new career field that doesn't require me to be online. I find that the internet can be so toxic. It can also be very overwhelming. I'm not somebody who compares myself to anyone. That was the old me. But it can be very draining, mentally draining. It can be a lot. When I'm not on social media, now that I don't spend a lot of time on social media, depending on the platform, I'm so much happier. I'm not in a rush and I don't feel the need to compare my life to anybody else. I feel like I'm in my own bubble of happiness. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I'm bored. I can be bored sometimes because I'm like, I feel like I don't know what's going on. I'm not in the loop. I could live my life and people don't know that. Like my cousin called me. She's like, Shen, I didn't even know you were in Cabo until I came on YouTube. You know, I'm living my life and people don't know what I'm doing. And that can be boring sometimes, you know. Sometimes you're like, oh, I want to talk to some people, but that's why we have people's phone numbers. But if you notice that you are not spending time on your growth, then I need you to really start to look at your life. It's going by. You have this moment right now to utilize your time properly before you get older. The more you spend comparing yourself on social media, the more you are taking away from your future self. And that is not fair to the future you. It's not fair to your kids if you do not have kids. And if you do have kids, it's still not fair to them, because a lot of teachers are struggling with kids nowadays because they are neglected at home. Listen, I'm not a parent, so I don't understand what goes on in households. But I do know that with social media, we are very distracted when you could spend an extra 15 minutes asking a child, how is your emotional state? What can I do for you? How can I help you? Because they are dealing with their own battles and they're going to grow up with many battles in this forever changing world, digital world. So if you don't grasp your digital health right now, your kids will suffer from it. The people around you will suffer from it. But most importantly, you are going to suffer from it. Mentally, physically, spiritually, in every way. Maybe even financially, because you are always prone to buy things because of what you see. Keep that in mind. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe button, share this video. I love you guys. I'm rooting for you always. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one.